I'm here at the Biotech and Money Conference with Erik Kinnman, CEO of NeuroVive Pharmaceutical. Erik, let's start by asking you to sum up NeuroVive.
NeuroVive Pharmaceutical is a company focused on mitochondrial medicine. We have a platform around mitochondrial medicine, and we've worked in this space for numerous years. And actually it's quite interesting because there's a growing interest for mitochondria in various types of diseases, and we've been in the forefront for many years. And I think I should tell you that mitochondria are quite interesting. A couple of small facts. Mitochondria is about 10% of your body weight, and they're in all the cells, with the only exception red blood cells, especially in organs that consume a lot of energy. So clearly they're important.
What are mitochondria?
Yeah, so the mitochondria, they have two important functions. One is to actually produce the energy that the cells need. So they transform the energy in the food that you take in, together with oxygen, into ATP, which is the energy source of the cells. The second important function is that they protect cells against injury, and they're also very much involved in programmed cell death. So those are the two most important functions of mitochondria.
Mitochondria aren't working, you're in trouble.
You're in big trouble. If the mitochondria don't work, the cells get damaged, the organs get damaged and stop functioning. So what our business is about is to study these mechanisms and to develop drugs that protect and enhance the function of mitochondria.
And what's the market size of the traumatic brain injury drug which you guys specialize in?
Yes, we actually just finished a Phase IIa study, an open label study in Copenhagen, showing that our drug is safe, it's tolerable, and it also reaches the brain in the concentrations that we thought it would be. And this is a large addressable market, given that these patients actually have nothing other than standard of care, which is removing inflammation and bleeding in connection with severe brain trauma. It's about 3 million patients on an annual basis in Europe and in the US. And what we're specifically looking at is the most severe cases. So it's moderate to severe patients, typically traffic accidents, car, bicycle, or sports injuries, with a very significant impact. And most of these patients are actually knocked unconscious, and that is about 15% of those 3 million patients. What we're going to do as the next study, and that will start sometime second half of next year, is to actually look at how efficacious it is. What's interesting there is that we've done an experimental study in a very standardized model, and in that one we have demonstrated that it actually protects 35% compared to no treatment at all in terms of the size of the brain volume. If that translates into similar findings in the patients, it will be very significant in terms of the outcome of a severe brain trauma.
You say there's a large need for mitochondrial treatments, and the mitochondrial segment is massive. So what part will you play in developing that space?
Well, we have numerous ideas on the research stage, but as a small company we need to focus. So we have focused on this traumatic brain injury indication. The other focus we have is on genetic mitochondrial disorders. So these are patients who actually have faulty mitochondria because there is a mutation somewhere, either in the mitochondrial DNA or in the nuclear DNA, leading to very severe diseases. And for these diseases there's basically no treatment at all, so there's a high medical need, very sick patients if you have significant mutations, and we're focusing on that, and hopefully that will also lead to new treatment opportunities for these patients.
You said you're a small company. Are you looking for partners to work with?
We're looking for partners, especially for the larger indications, so we're also interested in developing drugs for fatty liver disease, which is becoming a very common disease. It's a silent disease, but it leads to fibrosis, cirrhosis, and even liver cancer. We have two opportunities in this field, and we're too small to develop it ourselves, so we're actually actively looking for partners for those opportunities.
The big question, why should investors invest in NeuroVive Pharmaceutical?
I think There's many reasons. We have a number of triggers coming up, and this is based on us having very solid research. I think the starting point for good drug is good research. And with our business model, where we can take rare diseases all the way to the market, and we can also out-license some of the projects for more common diseases, we have several opportunities to actually leverage on that knowledge and build value, both in a short-term perspective and a more mid to long-term perspective as well.
So what stock market are you listed on, and what is the market cap currently of NeuroVive?
Our market cap is 200 million Swedish, which translates into about 24 million US.
What are the major milestones coming up for the company?
The major milestones are around our genetic mitochondrial disorder projects. So we will have some milestones in an ongoing clinical program in the beginning of next year. The traumatic brain injury program will start the next clinical trial in the second half of next year. And until that starts, there will be milestones in terms of the regulatory interactions and so on. And then we have this NASH program that we're looking to partner, and that would be quite significant for us if we succeed in doing that. And we believe that we will do that by mid next year. If we do it, there will be upfronts and milestones which will be very helpful in delivering the other opportunities in the portfolio as well.
And how do you differentiate yourself from other biotech companies?
Well, I think we have a very solid starting point. We're very much involved in different types of long-term partnerships, especially with academia, but also with a group, a British group called Isomerase, which we work very closely with as well. So we can act as a big company while retaining a very agile, flexible organization. And we have, I think, from a comparative point of view, very many projects, and because of that, a diverse portfolio, and both near-term, long-term triggers and value drivers in the company.
Erik Kinnman, that was very interesting. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.